New this afternoon, we are getting our first look at the area that the plane crashed into yesterday in Armonk. And News 12's Veronica Jean Seltzer is going to walk us through that new video. VJ, you are there right now. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, right now, this is as close as we can get to the crash site, but we do know they are locking this area down, that crash site area down. The FAA is here. The NTSB is on the way to investigate. But with that drone video, and I want to give you a look at it, it gives us our best image yet of that crash site. I know it's hard to see in the woods there, but Westchester County leaders say the plane will stay where it is on Loudon Point at least through the weekend. They say it's heavily damaged, but mostly intact with some pieces in the trees. Hundreds of first responders searched this area for about 5 hours last night, all well coordinated because they practiced for this exact scenario, even with a small plane. But the weather was a challenge. Eventually, crews found the plane, get this, by having the FBI ping the victims' phones. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't save the two men who were on board. Instead, finding them dead on the ground. And we now know their names: pilot Boruch Taub and passenger Binyamin Chafetz, both from the Cleveland area. And this is amazing. County Executive George Latimer says the medical examiner worked through the night to get everything needed so those two men could be flown home today to be buried right away, keeping with their Orthodox Jewish tradition. And perhaps the most heartbreaking thing we're learning today is about their final moments. Particularly, we know Mr. Chafetz was sending a message to his wife and kids in the final moments of his life.
Mr. Chafetz communicated with his wife in the last few minutes of his life.
County Executive George Latimer says he was saying goodbye to his family. If this story is new to you, I just want to go over as well what we know so far about what happened. So we know they took off from JFK in a small plane, and about half an hour into the flight, there was a problem. An indicator light came on about the oil. The plane was losing altitude, and the pilot had just minutes to land. Westchester County Airport was the closest one. Crews were trying to guide the pilot to the main runway, and that's when they lost contact. It's going to be a while, but investigators are working to learn more now about exactly what went wrong and what role also weather may have played in this, because remember, it was horribly pouring all night last night throughout this search. For now, though, I am learning a lot more about these two men and who they were, and I will have that for you on the news at 5. Reporting in Armonk, Veronica Jean Seltzer, News 12.
Just devastating news. Thank you so much for breaking all of that down, Veronica. So now let's talk about the weather and how the conditions really were. Meredith Garfalo is here to kind of just talk about those conditions. We were tracking that last night and, into the morning as well. We know visibility was really bad. It was raining really bad, as Veronica was just saying. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about that?
And that's the thing. Until we know what exactly happened, I mean, was it some fog that they ran into when they couldn't land on the runway? A lot of things to think about, but I'll show you what I know going back in time. So here's JFK Airport when the plane took off. You can see at about 5 we did have rain. And as it made that journey up to the northeast, let's move forward in time. You can see the plane's track as it took that turn, making that hard left toward the Westchester County Airport region. As we go into the evening, though, you can see that there was clouds out there was fog out there. And what we do know is it was steady rain, a low ceiling, which means visibility was very, very poor. And because of that fog, again, it'll be very interesting to see when the official report comes out, but I think that definitely could have contributed, especially if the pilots weren't able to see at night with fog surrounding them.